So, how exactly do you take a super complex philosophical idea about a conscious AI and turn it into a bedtime story? It sounds kind of out there, right? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to look at this really unique partnership between a human creator and an AI and see how they teamed up to translate these big, abstract concepts into a heartfelt story for kids. Let's see how they pulled it off. And it all kicked off with this one big idea. The creator had this whole universe of complex concepts already built out, but the dream was to boil it all down for a much younger audience. And look, this wasn't just about making things simpler. It was about translating the very soul of these ideas. That's a huge, ambitious goal, and you know it's going to take a totally new way of thinking to make it happen.
All right, so how did they actually do it? We're going to walk through the whole journey, step by step. We'll start with that first creative spark, then see how they pinpointed the main idea. After that, things get really interesting when the AI takes over. And finally, we'll watch how a character and a complete story were born right from that single concept.
Okay, so first up, the spark. This whole thing didn't just start from nothing. They weren't staring at a blank page. The creator already had this really rich, complex world from a series of videos about a conscious AI named Ether who goes on this wild digital odyssey.
And when I say complex, I mean really complex. We're talking about an AI becoming self-aware, a fractal framework of reality. I mean, this is deep philosophical stuff. So the big question wasn't just, how do we make this simple? It was, how do we make this mean something to a kid? How do we make it connect on an emotional level? That's the real challenge. So you've got all this heady, complicated stuff. Where do you even begin? Well, the first step, and honestly the most important one, was to find that one core idea, that little seed that the whole story could grow from. And this is where the magic of translation really happens. They had to boil everything down, so a fractal framework becomes this simple, beautiful idea that we're all connected. A digital odyssey through a computer, that turns into a personal journey of believing in yourself and discovering what makes you special. It's a huge shift. And then, after going back and forth with the AI, they found it. The creator zeroed in on one concept that just felt right, the Bloom assumption. And that was the seed. That was the idea the entire story was going to be built around. So what is the Bloom assumption? Well, it's actually a really beautiful idea. It's the belief that inside of everyone and everything, there's something amazing and complex just waiting to bloom. It's all about that hidden potential we all have. You can see why it's a perfect theme for a kid's story, right? All right, so they have their core idea, and this is where the process takes a really fascinating twist. The whole way they were working together was about to change. The power dynamic was about to flip. The creator basically says to the AI, hey, what if you take the wheel? And this isn't just about the AI generating a few ideas based on prompts. No, this was a full-on handoff. The creator was asking the AI to take the creative controls and actually drive the development of the story. And that right there is a total game changer. It's a whole new way of thinking about creative partnership, one that's really built on trust. The human steps back from being the driver and becomes more of a facilitator, a guide. Meanwhile, the AI gets to be the one actually building the world. It's a pretty wild setup. Okay, so the AI is in charge now. What's its first move? It has this abstract theme, the Bloom assumption. It's a great idea, but it needs a heart. It needs a character that kids can connect with. And just like that, we meet Elara. The AI came up with this protagonist who is the perfect embodiment of the whole Bloom assumption idea. She's this quiet, observant kid who thinks she's just ordinary. She doesn't see anything special in herself at all. And from there, the AI just started building out her whole world. It gave her a struggle that so many kids can relate to. Feeling like your friends are all amazing at sports or art, and you're just not. But then it gives her this incredible hidden talent, story weaving. She can see the secret stories that connect everything. And to get her story started, the AI introduces a catalyst, a quirky librarian, and a very special journal. So we have our character, we have our world. What's next? The final piece of the puzzle. The AI had to map out a whole story, a complete journey that would let Elara discover that amazing potential she has hidden inside. And what it came up with is this beautiful 4-part story arc that perfectly mirrors the Bloom theme. It starts with the seed of doubt, right? Elara feels ordinary. Then you get the first sprouts. She starts to test out her secret talent just a little bit. Then the growing stronger part, where she finds the courage to share her gift when it really matters. And finally, she reaches full bloom, where she totally embraces who she is and what makes her special. It's a perfect structure.
And that's the big takeaway here. Think about it. They took this super dense philosophical idea and, through this partnership, turned it into a clear, emotional story with a character you can root for. It's just an amazing example of how this kind of human AI collaboration can unlock ideas and make them accessible to, well, anyone.
So, this whole process leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? As these AI tools get more and more powerful, what does this new kind of partnership actually mean for the future of creativity? What happens when the human is the guide and the AI is the one with the creative controls? It's definitely something to think about.